Good day, dear readers, viewers, watchers, and listeners. I pray all is well out there. We're going to continue and resume play in this new chapter in the book entitled The Sacraments of Eternity. Again, I pray all is well out there. Let us continue. Let us resume play. Let us begin. John the Baptist. Zachariah, are you back? Yes, Elizabeth. Has anything happened to you again? Yes, Elizabeth. I saw a strange phenomenon. One man appeared in front of me in the censor room. He introduced himself as Archangel Gabriel. He said we are going to have a son. He confirmed my latest dream and the babblement of Jubal. What did you reply to him? You know, Elizabeth, I don't believe this. I do. I do believe. Hope and look forward. Elizabeth, listen. What if it's from the devil? I don't want to spend my future in hell. Zachariah, you are preaching goodness and so scared of evil. If you are scared of evil, you ruin goodness by your disbelief. May I come in? God, here he is, right on time, thought Zachariah. Jubal, come in. I'm sorry, Zachariah. So am I. I know this already for a long time. You are so annoying. One can kick the buckets thanks to you. Let's go out somewhere in the shadow and we'll talk. I agree. They went out. Jubal raised his head and stared at the sky. What are you staring at? I'm looking for a chariot of fire. People saw it today above Hebron. Zachariah smiled. Jubal, would you like to ride it? If God trusts me, I definitely would. So far, I'm happy to ride my donkey. Let's sit down here. They sat down in the shadow and looked at each other. Well, Jubal, tell me, why did you come? What do you want from me? Jubal started irritating Zachariah, asking endless questions. Their conversation at times was turning out into a quarrel. Zachariah couldn't bear it and shouted, Fine, I confess to you. I saw today the Archangel Gabriel. Nevertheless, I don't believe what I saw, and I don't want to believe. Whatever he said will never happen. If you don't believe, why do you go to the temple? Do you lie to people? No, you've got me wrong. If I see an idol, it is real to me, and I worship it and consider it to be my God. How can I worship the invisible? It is ridiculous. When Archangel Gabriel was talking, when he was talking to you, he was visible, wasn't he? Moreover, you saw him in God's temple. If I saw such a phenomenon, I would kneel straight away. I'm not a priest, but I feel everything unfathomable for us shall be treated as gods. Copper idol will be the same forever. My heavenly Lord, send me someone close to you. If I see someone, I will believe in you once and forever. Faster than he pronounced these words, something rattled in front of them. Jubal opened his mouth and was about to run, but he couldn't move. Some invisible power did not allow him to go. The bright light appeared. Zachariah, look, this is... Archangel Gabriel was standing up in front of them. Jubal, I heard your conversation. Here I am. I want to ask you, why are you so scared? But Jubal couldn't even close his mouth. Zachariah didn't speak either. He heard noise in his head. He was just staring. Well, while you are keeping silent, I'll talk. From now on, as evidence, I take Zachariah's speech. He will be mute as a fish. It will last till the time he believes in the Almighty and me. I'm leaving, but not for long. The time will come and I will come to you again. All of a sudden he vanished. Whoopee, Zachariah, how can you disbelieve? You can't talk, can you? I'll call Elizabeth. Jubal, you're like a scalded cat. What's wrong with you? Elizabeth, go to Zachariah. What's happened to the both of you? Archangel Gabriel visited us and took Zachariah's speech. Oh God, I told him, don't make God angry. Go to him. I have to go home. I feel... He ran out of the house. Zachariah, what happened? Zachariah couldn't explain anything to his wife. He thought, why didn't I believe what I heard? So I deserve the punishment. Let's go inside. Zachariah could only nod to agree. Elizabeth understood him, and she began to cry. The chariot was making noise and kept gleaming. Abraham came back out. Look, he's alive. Abraham looked around at the sky and came to the people, burst into tears, sobbing. Abraham, what's happened? People, I have just understood why I came to this world. Tell us, what have you seen inside this chariot? I saw many things. I can't explain them to you. One of the mirrors showed me my deceased father and mother and recently gone daughter. I don't believe my eyes and ears, but I saw them and I talked to them. Abraham, maybe you're sick. I knew you'd say that. If you don't believe me, enter the chariot and make sure yourself. No one else was willing to enter. Oris, pronounced someone from the crowd, can you leave us one of the mirrors that Abraham was talking about? Not yet. The time will come when it will be a part of every house. He hesitated and pronounced, such mirror. So our time here is running out. They entered the chariot. It hissed loudly and disappeared in the sky, leaving a barely seen trail. 5 months passed. Zachariah was silent all the time, though he was pondering all the time. He couldn't sleep at night. For many nights, his consciousness bothered him. He blamed himself in being punished. Why was I so stubborn and rude to God's messenger? I asked and received what I deserve, though it is not what I wanted. On one of the days, Elizabeth ran up to him. Zachariah, I have good news. I heard something moving in my belly. It bothers me, and I am sure of it that it's our future son. Zachariah almost lost his conscience from what he heard. He wanted to say so much, but couldn't. He kissed Elizabeth and cried. Tears of joy were crawling down his cheeks. He already imagined his yet unborn son and played with him in his thoughts. Elizabeth, my wife, I thank you. You were strong enough to believe in God's word. God, forgive me and have mercy on me. From now on, I will praise you to the end of my days. It was his soul talking. He took a jar of wine and went to Jubal. Look, Zechariah, how come you figured out to visit me? Zechariah, being so rejoiced, started kissing his neighbor. Zechariah, I'm scared of you. What are you doing? You have your wife. Do you remember? Look at him. A wise old man behaves like a silly youngster. Zacharias saw a knife on the table. He took the knife and scared Jubal even more. Are you mad? I'm kidding. Put the knife back. Zachariah came up to the wall and started scratching the wall. Madman, stop damaging my... Jubal read, my Elizabeth will soon deliver me a son. Zachariah, my dear, let me kiss you. He started kissing, quietly saying, what is there in the jar? What is there? I got it. Zachariah, sit down. It is so good you don't speak. I'll talk your head off. Zachariah had to listen to his neighbor all the way till the morning. The latter, being so happy, was dancing and singing along. He was trying to satisfy Zachariah as a small baby. But Zachariah was deep in his thoughts about his son. Jubal did not irritate him anymore. He was even glad he had such a neighbor. Without waiting for her husband to come back, Elizabeth decided to come for him. Oh, Elizabeth, God bless you. Sorry, we have been talking to Zachariah the whole night long. Jubal, I have nothing against, but he is a Nazarene. Elizabeth, I would bust this set, but possibly not. Not to eat meat, not to drink wine, and not to even cut hair. Nazarenes have inhumane laws, and I don't want Zachariah to trifle his life. Yesterday he violated one of these laws, but he didn't sin. His look has become more humane. Zachariah stood up and got a thought. I am from Nazareth. I swore not to drink wine and not to eat meat. Why? If I don't cut my hair and nails, will I live longer? There must be something wrong. I have to change my way of life. He came up to Elizabeth and took her arm. Let's go, honey. Returning back home, Zachariah fell asleep. In his sleep, he again saw his unborn son. Zachariah, you violated the law of Nazarenes. Your unborn son will be punished for your betrayal. Mine, you are the only one to blame. No, you better punish me. Do not touch my son, he moaned. Zachariah, what's wrong with you? He shuddered and woke up. He was in tears. Honey, you upset me so much. I can't be so upset now. I want to keep our baby. Zachariah put down his head. Forgive me, Elizabeth. Forgive me, he begged. Somebody knocked at the door. Come in, Zachariah. Look, it's Mary. Peace be with you, Elizabeth. Mary, when I saw you, my baby inside started moving. Elizabeth, I'm glad for you, but Mary, what is it? Elizabeth, I heard the voice of God. I'm going to have a son too. The angel brought me this news. Mary, blessed you will be among all the women. I can guess what happened to you. Why Zechariah is silent. Mary, God punished him for disbelief. Now he's suffering. I hope God will forgive him. Elizabeth, I'll pray to God day and night for forgiveness. Mary, we haven't been to Nazareth for, I think we've been here for almost 9 years. How is that? It is the same, only chariots of fire, they come more often than before, much more often. The Nazarenes, by all means, are trying to summon people to believe it is demons flying in the sky. I personally think these are heavenly angels that are coming to visit us. Mary, we don't know for sure, but they're angels. Most importantly, we're going to have children. I'm so happy about it. Yes, Elizabeth, God chose us. We have to be proud, as not everyone is blessed by God to give birth. Mary, you are right. Zachariah, what do you think? He was silently looking at them, but his soul was singing and praising God, the Almighty Creator. If he could talk at that moment, he would tell them about his dream. But he could only speak in his thoughts. Zachariah felt offended. Elizabeth noticed that and didn't say anything. She didn't want to disappoint him even more. After 4 days, Mary moved back to Nazareth. When Zachariah was seeing her off, he suddenly felt out of place. He heard that noise in his head again. Sparkling circles appeared in front of his eyes. They were cracking like soap bubbles. He couldn't understand what was happening to him. It stopped sometime later. Zachariah was watching Mary walking off. Why do I see a cross in front of her? The cross is gleaming, directing its beams to heaven. Am I losing my mind? He contemplated, but the voice inside of him became heard again. No, Zachariah, you are safe and sound. Don't be afraid. It is almost 400 years since the last prophet was born on earth. From now on, you'll be the real prophet. You will see very much by your heart. Whatever you hear or see, try to write it down so that others can read everything. I ask you, God, please give me my speech back. Please. Give back my speech. Zachariah, it's not yet time. I can't live like this anymore. You can. And your patience, it will help you. Dear readers, we will pause there and resume play yet another day, another time, in the book entitled The Sacraments of Eternity. Until next time, dear readers, be well. Take care of yourselves, and please take care of one another. Thank you. God bless.